Hey, what's up everyone? Misfly Master for the Yugioh Council here, going to finally get to share with you guys today this deck profile that I had actually recorded at least 2 or 3 months ago. I'm thinking 3 months ago, but unfortunately due to computer issues and stuff like that, you know, this thing was not given to the Yugioh Council so that Rio could upload it. So yeah, you guys are getting kind of late. If you want to see any duels with this deck, then feel free to go over to my channel and check out the playlist, all new or upgraded decks. And it was the last deck, or the last archetype to have any videos uploaded into it. I'll also, as soon as I've noticed this has gone up on the Yugioh Council's channel, I'll try and provide a comment as quickly as possible with a couple of links to a couple of the videos in there. So feel free to look for those below. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into this. I've got the normal, like, rank 4 spam variation here. I've also got the cards down here you would need to make the Rainbow Dragon variant down here. Although you would also have to put Lava Volcano into the extra deck. Because making Rainbow Dragon is incredibly fun. One of the videos that I put up on my channel, one of the duel videos, did have me making the Rainbow Dragon, which was really, really fun. It's not all that difficult, but it is kind of difficult to pull off, and I'm not sure it's the most competitive variant of the deck. Personally, I think just rank 4 spam is better. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not 100% sure this is exactly what the deck profile looked like the last time I played with it. I know it is very similar. I think there are 1 or 2 slight changes, because see, I kept the video with the deck profile for quite a long time, like a couple of months or something like that, and then I finally deleted it off. And then I discovered that the Yugioh Council, you know, Rio hadn't gotten it. And then I looked on my couple of videos, you know, my most recent videos using this deck, and I discovered I didn't leave the deck profile there. So, yeah, for those reasons, this might not be an exact replica of the deck as I used it last time, but oh well. It's very, very close anyways. So, jumping into this, we got 3-Untitled Pendulum Dragon. This guy allows you to search out the Crystal Defender or the Crystal Vanguard and add it from your deck to your hand. Both of these are pretty crucial to the deck, especially Vanguard here. This is an incredible card for this deck. I'll get into a couple of the combos once I'm done going over the deck list and why I have what I have. So 3 Sapphire Pegasus, of course, that is standard. Nobody would play otherwise. 2 Topaz Tiger, not bad. I mean, it increases his own attack to 2,000, which is pretty good. 2 Cobalt Eagle. A lot of people ask why I even play this card. It's because it's a wind and it's a winged beast, so it allows me to utilize Lightning Chidori and Ice Beast Zero Fine. 2 Ruby Sapphire, or no, Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. Combine 2 gem names there accidentally, so I felt 3 was too many, but of course 1 is not enough. I think 2 is pretty good. If you wanna, you could try 3. I just felt that I was drawing into it too much. And when you draw into it, it's not all that good. Although that being said, once you've got both of these on board, then drawing into this isn't a big deal because you can special summon it from the hand. We got 2 Defender, 3 Vanguard. 3 Vanguard, you have to run 3 Vanguard in my opinion. 2 Defender because he's good, but he's not quite as good. And thanks to the 3-Untitled Pendulum Dragon, you know, the odds of getting these into your hand are pretty high. So 2 Mystic Tomato. This guy, you can use it to get out Monk, but usually it's used to get out the Vanguard. I really wish there was another way of getting out Vanguard easily. There are a decent number of ways of getting him into your hand in this deck thanks to the Untitled Pendulum Dragon, but I love having this guy on board without having to use your normal summon, because then, you know, you can add something like Sapphire Pegasus to your hand with Vanguard, and then you can summon out Pegasus. So, you know, if I can set this on the field and my opponent attacks into it and I can special summon a Vanguard from my deck, I'll gladly do so, because then on my turn I can tribute it off to add something like a Pegasus, or add a Crystal Beacon, or add a Crystal Promise, and then, you know, there's some cool stuff I can do then. Alright, 2 Summoner Monk, because I got a decent number of spells. This guy allows me to special summon out Pegasus, which in turn allows me to set one of these guys from my deck to my spell and trap card zone. He's been working out well for me. 3 Crystal Promise, 3 Mystical Space Typhoons, 3 Fusion Conscription. This, thanks to the fact that we have Untitled Pendulum Dragon, this allows us to add an Untitled Pendulum Dragon from our deck to our hand. Now, when that's done, This thing says, cannot normal summon, set, or special summon monsters or activate the effects of monsters with the same name as the monster added to your hand by this effect. However, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, when he's played as a pendulum card, which then in turn allows you to add one of these two cards from your deck to your hand, he is a spell card. He is not a monster card. Therefore, this thing does not apply to him. So basically, yeah, I am pretty sure I was only playing 2 of this in the original build, not 3, but I decided for this build to go ahead and bump it up to 3, because I did have a few subscribers who said they run it at 3 and they love it at 3, so what the heck, go ahead and max it out. But yeah, if you activate one of these things and add this to your hand, you can then activate this. During the end phase, get rid of it, add one of these 2 from your deck to your hand. Now this thing, the reason I run 2 typically, or I think I did anyway, is because the fact that you can only use 1 per turn, and I hesitate to add cards into the deck at 3 where you can only use once per turn. Like Fusion Summon, I rarely would run Fusion Summon, or Instant Fusion, sorry, at 3. I would very rarely run things like Hysteric Sign at 3, except Hysteric Sign is absolutely crucial for Harpies, therefore I do run at 3. But the point is, you know, it's like if you draw into multiples, it's not good. That's not good. But then again, you know, we do have Summoner Monk, so you can discard 1 with Summoner Monk to get his ability. Alright, 1 Crystal Beacon. I felt 1 is perfectly sufficient, because you can add to your hand with Crystal Vanguard and stuff. 1 Soul Charge, 1 Raikeki, 1 Book of Moon, 3 Crystal Horde. This is amazing for the deck. Whenever one of these things are destroyed, it doesn't even matter if it goes to the Spell and Trap Card Zone. When one of them's destroyed, you get to use this special summon out a Sapphire Pegasus, put a Topaz Tiger or Cobalt Eagle into the Spell and Trap Card Zone. Or you can go ahead and bring out a Ruby Carbuncle and then use her ability, special summon your Pegasus, Topaz Tiger, use Sapphire Pegasus, put another one from your deck into your Spell and Trap Card Zone, you know, whatever you do. This thing is amazing. And being able to target a Crystal Beast card you control and 1 other card on the field and return them to the hand, that's pretty good too. So all around, just amazing card. 1 Bombless Trap Hole, 1 Compulse, and 1 Solemn, just good, solid trap cards. Extra deck, like I said, we got 1 of these to use with Fusion Conscription, and then just all the rank 4s that you think are going to be really, really helpful. So 1 of all of these things here, and 2 Chidori, because Chidori is that good, and he can be used, of course, with Sapphire Pegasus. Now, if you're going to try a Rainbow Dragon variant instead, all I recommend, take out 1 Topaz Tiger, take out 1 Cobalt Eagle for the Emerald Turquoise, or the Emerald Tortoise, and the 1 Amethyst Cat, and then you can put in 1 Amber Mammoth instead of, and the 1 Rainbow Dragon. Put those in instead of, probably in, oh no, Summoner Monk's 2 needed. 2 Mystic Tomato maybe? Yeah, probably take out the Mystic Tomatoes. Or take out 1 Fusion Conscription and 1 Solemn Warning. You can do that as well. You need the Lava Volt Chain in here, so take out something for that. I'd probably personally either take out the Black Ship or the Giant Hand. The reason it's not too difficult to make in here is thanks to the Crystal Horde and Sapphire Pegasus, it's very easy to get your Crystal Beasts all into your spells and trap card zone and stuff. And then combine the fact that you can easily make a Lava Volt Chain thanks to Summoner Monk and stuff like that. You know, you can use Lava Volt Chain to dump the remaining Crystal Beasts from your deck into the graveyard. So it's very easy within a few turns to get everything loaded up. Well, not very easy if I said that. It's decently easy. It's not as hard as you would expect, perhaps initially. That being said, I tried about 6 different times, maybe. I recorded 5 or 6 different duels with the Rainbow Dragon variant of the deck, and I was only able to pull it off once. I would have pulled it out at least 1 more time, maybe 2 more times, I don't recall for certain, if my opponent had not rage quit on me, but they did. So actually being able to put it onto the field can be hard if your opponent isn't willing to cooperate, but you know, these things happen. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, you gotta live with it. Now, a couple of the combos here that you are capable of pulling in addition to that Odd Eyes Pendulum thing, which is interesting. Well, one thing, it's not exactly a combo, but it's something you have to keep in mind nonetheless, is Crystal Vanguard. When this thing is tributed, it goes on face up on your extra deck, right? So after that, once you can get a Crystal Defender and a Crystal Vanguard into your Spell and Trap card zone, once you're able to do that, every turn you're allowed to special summon from your hand and deck between the levels of 3 and 4, right? Yeah, it's a very narrow window, but it's just enough for the Carbuncle and the Sapphire Pegasus and all those. So anyway, once you have these two set up, you can special summon Crystal Vanguard from your extra deck, and then use his ability, tribute himself off, and then you get to add a Crystal card or a Crystal Beast from your deck to your hand. And he goes right back to the extra deck. So basically, once you have one of these in the extra deck, and you've got these in your Spell and Trap card zone, you've got a free add a card from your deck to your hand every single turn, unless your opponent manages to stop it. And now let's see, this guy, he doesn't say you can only use this effect once per turn either. So if you can bring out multiples each turn, I mean, let's say you've got 2 Vanguards face up on the extra deck, and you've got one in your Pendulum zone and one of your Crystal Defenders in the other zone. Alright, that means you get to bring out multiple Crystal Vanguards per turn. You get to tribute them off and go for multiple of your Crystal cards from your deck to your hand. So just something to keep in mind. Now, as far as another combo goes, let's see. There's always these summoning out. Let's say you have one of these in your Spell and Trap card zone, right? And you use Summoner Monk to bring out Sapphire Pegasus, and then you get to add set another one in your Spell and Trap card zone, right? And then you get to go ahead and use Crystal Beacon. You can go ahead and bring out the Carbuncle to special summon out whatever you put in your Spell and Trap card zone, which will probably be your Pegasus. You get to set another one in your Spell and Trap card zone, and then you've got, like, was it 4 or 5 monsters on board? So basically what you want to do, I don't know exactly how to say, but, you know, basically all of your combos are going to be oriented around abusing Crystal Beast, Sapphire Pegasus, because you're going to want to summon these out into the field and then load up your Spell and Trap card zone with more Sapphire Pegasuses. That way you can special summon them with things like Crystal Promise, and if you use Carbuncle to special summon these things from your Spell and Trap card zone, you get to put in more in your Spell and Trap card zone, and that's part of the reason why it's not all that difficult to bring out Rainbow Dragon if you're going for that variant, is because of the fact that you use Sapphire Pegasus, go into another Sapphire Pegasus, and you got a couple of these things in your Spell and Trap card zone. Carbuncle brings these out. You can then go for, like, your Amethyst Cat and your Amber Mammoth, both at the same time, you know, and that gets just a couple of your Crystal Beasts out of the deck. And then if you've got 2 Sapphire Pegasuses on board, you can use them both. Go for a Lovable Chain to put Emerald Tortoise, not turquoise, Tortoise into the graveyard. So, you know, basically, you know, Sapphire Pegasus is easily the best card in this deck. You know, if I could, I would run 6 of this thing, because he's just that good. But obviously, there's the limit of 3, so, you know, we just gotta run 3 and make the best of him. Alright, that's, I think, just about going to wrap it up. So, as always, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe both to my own channel and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Be sure to check out the rest of the content on both of our respective channels. And if all goes well, in the near future, I'm going to have a deck profile for Harpies, because I know a bunch of people would like to see a Harpy deck profile. I'm going to be releasing one of those. It's going to include Harpist, because of course Harpist is now TCG legal, and I got like 4 of them for about $4 a piece, so that's a pretty good deal. So Harpy deck profile coming out soon. Rio released a Red Eyes deck profile not too long back, but mine is quite a bit different, so I'm going to go ahead and provide a Red Eyes deck profile as well. I've also got a Violon deck profile I really want to share with you guys at some point soon, and finally a Dragoonity deck profile. That is the big one. Rio did provide one, and it was alright, but obviously I've used Dragoonities far more. I've got several Dragoonity deck variations I'm testing out. I'm releasing videos for my own channel, but I'm going to provide a nice balanced one, whichever one I feel is kind of the best for this format. I'm going to release that at some point soon, and then if you want to check out the rest of the variations, you can feel free to head on over to my channel to see those. Alright, as always, guys, take care, and I'll see you all later.